There it is. So you could see some dirt roads down there. I can't see Borrego Springs from here. There is some kind of community down there, but that's too small. I don't know what that is. Got a little wind up here. Not much, but... Oh, I love the smell of these pine trees. Well, pine trees, but there we are here, and I can smell them. And we're going to go through a lot more of them. See, pine trees. But I can smell them. It smells great. Part of being up in higher altitude, I mean, the cool air, which is in the 70, 78, maybe. But, oh, I love the smell. A lot of hikers come up here. It's a real popular area. Just had breakfast at the Hakamba Spa, and talking to the owner here in the GMC, Dave. He was telling me that they're expecting a cool down in Yuma, so in the next couple of days. So basically, it's going to go from 108 maybe down to 98. So I might get a break, and if it lasts long enough, maybe it'll be a little bit cooler going north up to Colorado to Death Valley. Maybe there it'll only be, 108, but it could be 120. So, so if I get lucky, I'll get a little break from that. Yep, see him up there in the shade. Yeah, let's see if he comes down. Probably be curious of what the heck am I doing here. Well, this is Hakamba, kind of on the outskirts, very small little blink your eye place. But I'll be heading down into the desert today, out towards El Centro, and then south along the Salton Sea, out to Ted Kipt Road, and get into Yuma sometime this afternoon, and then start heading up the river. So I am going to film more a little bit later, but this is the wall. And it just goes forever. Lots of barbed wire. So, it used to be that they would find illegals crossing and find their bodies. A lot of people have crossed through the desert and paid the price for it. And I used to see water barrels out there for them and try to help them. Even though it's illegal, the Border Patrol, the government would put out water containers and but now with illegals crossings really down, you don't see that anymore. You don't see the deaths anymore either. So I'm in a hurry, so I try to keep my highway speeds between 50 and 60. It's kind of the sweet spot for the bike. Of course, it takes a lot longer to get anywhere, but I really I don't mind that. I will have to take a freeway up here. I have to jump on 8. This is old Highway 80, and this was the only route to Yuma before. And since freeway systems came in, to a lot of places like Route 66, they're no longer used, and bypass like Hakamba used to be. That's a hot springs. It used to be a famous place for in the 30s, 40s, and even the 50s for movie stars to go there, and a lot of people went to the hot springs. And they tried to revive it, but you got to be looking for hot springs now to even find it. And also in Hakamba, I wanted to mention that is the railroad tracks run through there, They run in and out of Mexico, but they end up running through Acamba, and they're not really used anymore. But it's a big hiking place now, and it's got the world famous goat trestle. It's the highest and the longest, I think, wooden curved trestle. And so you start here in Acamba, and you can hike up. It's probably 15 miles north. It's got several tunnels. I think there's at least a dozen tunnels. I've hiked through some of them, and some of them are pretty long. It's hard to see the other side, the exit. I think I counted off 1,200 paces one time. The east side of El Centro, Brawley, and I'm in the desert out here. It's a 78 there heading east, and I'll take that. I have to be looking for some railroad tracks, and that's my signal to start looking for Ted Kipt Road, and I'll take that to Yuma. Well, I didn't do too good on Ted Kipt Road. I went down about 2 miles and kicked my butt. There was so much deep sand. Oh, when I first got on it, it's like, it's doable. It's throwing me all over the place when I'm plowing through it. Like everybody tells me, man, you got to be under throttle, and the front end's going to be squirrely. You just go with it. So this is the Chocolate Mountains. I'm just going to cut through them and catch the CABDR will connect to this road eventually. Morning, Monday morning. That's where I spent the night. Not too far from the road. You know, the whole trip was planned to be off-road. Well, I've had nothing but road. It's not working too good so far on the California BDR. Yesterday I hit some 105-degree weather. The sand was horrible. It was steep. Even with deflating the tires some, I really struggled. It was kind of like... Well, I finally got some dirt road. I've been on this thing for maybe 10, 12 miles so far. Nothing out here but power poles. And as far as you can see, so it's not bad. You know, I can do about 40 miles an hour. I really don't think I'm going to see anybody for the next 50 miles. I hit a crossroads. I think I'm going to bail on this. Actually, I was up running the power lines because the road is so bad now. For the last 2 or 3 miles, the road has been horrible. It's got really... It doesn't look that bad here, but I've run into some nasty sand, so I think I'm going to bail. I'm not even halfway. I've got to watch my water and gas. This continues and crosses the 10, I don't know, the 40, I think. But man, that's way up there. That's heading from the east, and it's heading, well, I guess the southeast to the northwest. It kind of does a giant arc and goes up, goes north. But I come across this. Like I said, I was running power lines. And I think I'm going to go that way. The road looks much better, and this will take me back to Needles. Well, I made it to Needles, Route 66. I don't know where I'm at. Somewhere north of Needles, or northwest of Needles. Heading to Prim, I think. Anyways, just stopped for a little water. Figure film a little. Well, I got getting some Joshua trees. There's some kind of, I mean, out in the middle of nowhere. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I've been traveling for hours on this road, and I'm up a little bit higher in elevation, which is really kind of nice because it's not so hot. Hey, I was climbing up this big old hill and come across this mine out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how well you can see it. I don't know how deep it is, but I don't think I'm going to do any swimming. But pretty cool, huh? So they had some heavy equipment out here and did a lot of work. I imagine there's more mining probably on the other side. I don't know. Anyways, I thought it pretty fascinating. I mean, the things you can find out in the middle of nowhere. But I came across, way out in the distance, I came across those mountains. And then I dropped down where the bright light was. And that's a huge solar farm. And look, aliens are here stacking rocks. And those three big structures were huge mirrors and really intense. And I rode right by it. I got a couple of pictures with the camera, but oh, that's the way I got to go. That's my way out of here. I'm huffing and puffing. That's a hard job holding on to those handlebars going up them rocky hills. I got to go up over the peak and then back down. So, but I wanted to show you the mine. So, good morning, guys. I am really happy to be out here. This is Tuesday, day 4. I know the sun is in your eyes, and I'll explain that in a minute. My tent. Nothing out here but power lines. Man, there was a lot of power lines. I'll pan it and I'll show you. It was funny because last night I could just hear it all night. I could hear it now. It's like I wonder what it's doing to my health. But yeah, and I could feel it when I was putting up the tent. I could feel it on the poles of the tent because they're aluminum, and I could just feel the vibration in it. So it's crazy. And this stuff, I would imagine, from what I seen coming out last night, I was looking off that way, and I could see the glow of the lights of Las Vegas. So that makes me a little bit southwest of Vegas, and for me to go into the East Coast, I find that I'm running power lines going west. So I don't know. Anyways, it goes west for a while, then it curves and starts going north again. So as I'm going up the California border kind of goes on a northwest direction. So you're kind of backtracking a little bit. But I'll do that for another day or so and see where it puts me. I'll be able to cross somewhere into Nevada. I haven't decided on exactly where yet. But I camped out on this rocky ground. And it's okay with the tent. I got a ground cover that protects it from getting holes in it. And I got a pretty decent air pad. And really I didn't feel the rocks at all. So I want to do a little pan with the camera. So the direction I came from was over those hills there, and that's way back in there is where that mine, strip mine, was at. And we're going to do a little right into the sun here. And Vegas was off that way. And you can see there's nothing but power lines. I got to start breaking down. It's when I hit it early. Hey, the phone pole or the power lines dumped me out onto this road here, and I think it's just beautiful. So let's do a little rundown here. Here's Death Valley, and it's got to be 110 or more. I tried looking on my phone, but I'm not in service, so didn't think I would be. But I'll find out. I'm the only one that's been on this road for the last 45 minutes. If you can see the GPS, I'm actually on the green, easier line, which is the road in this case. And the blue is over to my left on the side of those hills over there. We're at Badwater Basin. Salton Sea, I went by that on the way out here, just south of it. I didn't know it was 227 feet below. No idea. It's over by Palm Springs. This is 282. So that's why the Salton Sea is salt. Quite a few places below sea level. Look at this one, 505 feet in China. Wow. 266, 433. Looks like China's got the record. Pretty crazy. You know, some people out here. That's bad water, in case you're thirsty. The reason why that's bad water, well, I have a explanation for it. That's because of that. But I'm sure it has a history, and you know, things I have to remember to Google, I guess. It's all salt out there. We'll go take a walk out there. I'm sure it tastes like salt. I'm not going to try it. Oh, it's hard too. Crusty. I've seen it in thick places, thicker than this. People in wagon trains would go from the south to the north, or the north to the south in this valley. I mean, you know, crossing through it, but not going all the way up and down it. Anyways, Golden Canyon. I'm not going to go far because I got all my gear on and pretty. What a beautiful color. Really gorgeous. I like the way they're jetting up out of the ground. Like it's from, well, I can imagine a flood coming through here and carving this out. Or maybe earth shifting up across. I mean, it's really cool. Looks like a Star Trek movie. So hopefully I'll get through Death Valley and be on the north. I'm not sure yet. I hope I get up in elevation and find a campground up there somewhere. I really would like to find some food. I don't take any food with me. I don't have room for it. Here we are. So we're climbing up out of it. I'm not sure if I'm on a road right now, but I don't know how much longer I'll be on a road. I'm thinking about cutting into, I believe this is, yes, this is the boundary between Nevada and California. I could hit, I'm going to have to look at my choices. I think I cut through here. I think I can go further. The Nevada BDR is going to come down here, somewhere through here, and it curves around. I can either catch it here or maybe up there, so I'm going to look at my options here.